The following high-definition presentation of Beacon Sports is brought to you by Beacon Academy, an elite group of students destined to bring you the future of better broadcasting.
National Pro Fast Pitch Softball action live on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com for the 2015 season is brought to you in part by Boomba, the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. By Worth Fast Pitch, the official helmet of the NPF. By DeMarini Sports, makers of the world's finest bats. Check them out on Instagram at DeMariniFP. By Wilson Sporting Goods, official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF. Create your custom Wilson A2000 at WilsonCustomGloves.com. By Combat Sports, your advantage is in our DNA. Experience Maxim, a 40% larger hitting surface than the closest competitor. By Miken, we are built to win. We don't play the game to win, we dominate it at MikenSports.com. By Mizuno, never settle is an attitude, like Mizuno Fast Pitch North America on Facebook for athlete news, product reviews, and giveaways. By Louisville Slugger, you too can swing the technology that's dominating the game at every level of play at Slugger.com. By Easton, swing for the fences and patented designs and discover how their fast pitch bat can take your game to the next level at EastonSoftball.com. By Evo Shield, the official protective gear of the NPF. Lightweight gear, custom fit, available for athletes of all ages at sporting good retailers nationwide. By Bonet, play anywhere, play now. Check out the best portable sports nets and gear in the game at bonetsports.com. By Diamond Sports, the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. And by Nike, an official supplier of the NPF. Wants you to follow them at Nike Store for Nike products in the U.S. Serving athletes since 1972, Nike knows at NikeStore.com.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome back to exciting NPF action here at the ballpark at Rosemont. As this evening we conclude the three-game series between the Chicago Bandits and the Dallas Charge. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz to bring you all the exciting play-by-play action in this matchup between the Charge and the Bandits. The Chicago Bandits coming in with a mark of 23-11. The Dallas Charge at 12-23. And Eric, both games in this series pretty much one-sided affairs. Monica Abbott's perfect game starts the series on Thursday. Dallas comes back with a big win last night, 9-2.
Well, Coach McFalls was definitely pleased with how her team bounced back against the Chicago Bandits after having a perfect game thrown on them.
Yeah, great job by the Charge offensively. 6 players with 2 or more hits in the lineup. Renata Davis, 3 for 4 in the ball game, setting the table. Brianna Cherry also with a couple of base hits, so the Charge certainly were not affected by being stymied by Abbott on Thursday.
The Dallas Charge pretty much attacked early. They attacked early and often. They got to Michelle Gascoigne early, which was a huge key coming into the game. If you can attack a pitcher early and get to her just like the Charge did to Michelle Gascoigne, it generally brings out good results.
Meanwhile, the Bandits have been doing a pretty good job offensively. The problem has been the middle of the order. The top of the order has gone 6 for 14 in the series. Emily Allard along with Amber Patton, but they've only scored 1 run. So the 3, 4, and 5 hitters are going to have to step it up for the Black and Orange.
Well, that's the part of the lineup that typically drives in all the runs. If you're batting number 3, they're relying on you to drive in runs and make opportunities happen and get on base. The Bandits, that part of the order has been pretty dormant so far, and it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back tonight against Morgan Mello.
Taylor Edwards, the catcher for the Chicago Bandits, has done a great job in the series with a couple of RBI doubles. Megan Blank had a great game in the first game of the series, but let's take a look at the pitching matchup right now. Eric, you mentioned Morgan Mello. The Bandits got to her on Thursday for 4 runs in 3 innings of work. The former Bulldog from Fresno State as well as Hoosier from IU going for the Dallas Charge. Meanwhile, the Bandits coming back as well with one of the top pitchers in the NPF, and Kirsten Verdon.
Kirsten Verdon's actually having a really surprising year despite being used very little as a pitcher last season. She's definitely taking the starting role well as she's has one of the top ERAs on the staff.
So the Bandits and the Charge will finish this series out here, and then the USSSA Pride will come in for 2 games on Monday and Tuesday, a couple nationally televised games, and then a couple games down in Peoria on Wednesday and Thursday. Can the Bandits take the series here tonight, win 2 of 3, and get momentum heading into the series against the Pride? We'll find out after a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll continue with pregame coverage right here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Pre-game coverage continues here of Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Monica Abbott, the pitcher for the Chicago Bandits, is going to join us. And Monica, congratulations on a great outing, the perfect game on Thursday night. Talk about doing that with Taylor Edwards for the first time and getting that combination going for the full 7 innings.
Yeah, Thursday was like our first game for like this long stretch here in August that we were getting started on, and we really wanted to come out as a team and kind of get some momentum and kind of just like be excited about the game. And I think that Taylor behind the plate and I, it was our first perfect game / no-hitter together, and it was really exciting to be able to have that memory and be able to share that with her.
You had a little bit of company around the circle late in the ball game with that collision between T. Will along with Sammy. Talk about that play and how that developed.
Well, right off the bat, I actually called Megan Blank, our first baseman, because the ball kind of like was right at her, and then I guess once it hit its peak, it started to tail in the wind. I guess there was some wind up there, and it started to tail, and it ended up a lot closer. There was like this moment where I feel like I made eye contact with everyone on the field and was like, who was gonna get it? But Sammy, with her speed, like she made a great catch, and thankfully everyone was okay.
Give the fans a little bit of an update on your broadcasting pursuits. You've been doing that a little bit, of course, out in Colorado with some of the youth softball. How that's been going for you?
Yeah, still doing a little bit of broadcasting on the side here and there whenever I can. It's been good. I've done a little bit color in booth stuff, so it's always fun to be on the other side and just talk up the sport as much as I can and share that love and passion for the game.
You've had a lot of success as well in the Japanese league, playing with a lot of these players, and I know you have a lot of respect for them coming over here and trying to make the adjustment. Touch base a little bit on that experience, how it's helped you in the NPF to grow the game.
Yeah, I think anytime you can play in another country or like watch other people take on this sport and watch whether it's the MLB or watch people in Venezuela or Cuba or Japan or Australia or China or the Netherlands, and you can watch them take on this same sport and see how they play the game. You can learn a little bit about yourself and different things that can make your game better.
Give you a wrap up, Monica. Let's talk about the stretch run right now. You guys are in the race right now with the USSSA Pride for first place, and how important is that to get into the first place in the league and get that momentum heading down to Hoover?
It's really important right now. We want to be able to control our own destiny. We had a really good first half, and we're able to like get on a roll and just like keep rolling with it and just create that momentum and go. And that's what we're looking to do here in the second half too. We want to create some momentum and be able to win some games that are going to eventually put us in the position that we want to be in for championships.
Always appreciate the time, Monica.
Thank you so much.
Monica Abbott, the star pitcher for the Chicago Bandits, has joined us here on the pregame show. We'll take a brief time out and we'll come back with tonight's pitching matchups and starting lineups as the Chicago Bandits host the Dallas Charge on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont as you get a real good look there at one of the dance troupes that is joining us here for today's festivities. Beautiful evening here at the ballpark at Rosemont. That's the Naperville Park District Dance Group that has started off the pregame festivities here at the ballpark. So glad you could join us. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz, our Beacon Academy crew, joining us out here this evening as well for this third and final game of the series between the Charge and the Bandits. Bilal Mohammed doing the producing of the ball game tonight. Max Arnold working the character generator. Brendan Culleton along with Sarah Mogatich. Allison Ward, Jacob Cody helping us out on camera work as well. We've already had 3 folks check in with us on YouTube. Terry Urbanski being one of them, along with Caitlin Marie. Want to thank them for their viewership here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. We got another great crowd on hand this evening. We've had two great crowds so far in the series, a season high of over 1,500 on Thursday. Another great crowd on Friday as well. A couple of one-sided affairs between these two ball clubs. The Chicago Bandits right now trailing the USSSA Pride by 2.5 games in the NPF standings. And meanwhile, the Dallas Charge right now, they are 3.5 games behind the Akron Racers for third in the league. So a lot of separation between the teams right now, Eric, as they jockey for position down in Hoover.
But right now for the Bandits, Mike, it's discovery time. They really got to bounce back from a blowout loss yesterday by a score of 9-2. That was their largest loss of the year run-wise.
Dallas Charge putting up 9 runs on 16 hits in the game last night. Had 6 players with 2 hits or more in the win last night. Mikey Kenny, 3 for 4. Renata Davis, 3 for 4. I thought Kenny's 3-run home run really turned the momentum of the game around.
Well, as I said during the pregame show, the Dallas Charge really attacked Michelle Gascoigne early. That's what you got to do against an ace-like pitcher like Michelle Gascoigne. You have to get to her early, and the Dallas Charge did just that. And Mikey Kennedy did a great job at really swinging the momentum in the Dallas Charge direction.
So obviously, in your talk with Jennifer McFalls before the game, she had to be very pleased with the way the team bounced back after being no-hit and perfect game by Monica Abbott. And last night, the loss of Angeline Chiocho during the series has not hurt them, at least offensively, the last time out.
Coach McFalls told me that this team is full of talent, that there is always a batter willing to step in and step up in place of Angie Chiocho. And Coach McFalls was definitely pleased with how her team responded. Despite being perfect game the day before, which can sometimes really derail a team, Mike, that they responded well enough and also put 9 runs on the board to bounce back.
The USSSA Pride are in action tonight as well. They're taking on the Akron Racers. We're going to keep a close eye on that particular ball game as well. And that ball game right now is in progress, so we'll get an update on that. But we've got a great pitching matchup here tonight, Eric. Morgan Mello, despite her 1-5 record with a decent ERA of 3.14. Kirsten Verdon has been steady as she goes all season long, mainly as a starter, but also as a spot reliever, 3-0 with a 1.55.
Well, Kirsten Verdon's having a fine year. She's actually been the Bandits' second best pitcher aside from Monica Abbott. She's having a really surprising year in the circle. She's having a huge ERA of 1.5, and she's just really having a fine year all around and showing that she's ready for the big time and being a starter full time.
Both teams right now being introduced, and that'll give us an opportunity to take a look at our Boomba starting lineup for both ball clubs as we head in to tonight's ball game. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. For the visiting Dallas Charge, as we mentioned, they are coached by Jennifer McFalls, coming in with a record of 13-22. There are 13 games behind the first place USSSA Pride, but only 3.5 games behind the Akron Racers for the third spot in the circuit. They will have leading off number 5, Renata Davis. The former Wolfpack from North Carolina State will be at shortstop. Then the 2-0 will be Ali Yamada, the Japanese star in center field. Lauren Hager, who had a terrific complete game win in the contest last night, will be a designated player. Kaylin Castillo, the former Bandit, will be in the cleanup spot, and she will catch tonight. Caitlin Richardson will be at first base. Brianna Cherry will be in right. Danielle Henderson will get the start tonight at third base. Mikey Kinney, 3 for 4 with that 3-run home run in the game last night, will be in left. Taylor Thom, the former Longhorn from Texas, will be at second. And Morgan Mello, the former Bulldog from Fresno State and Hoosier from Indiana University, will be between in the circle for the Dallas Charge. Our defensive alignments throughout the campaign are brought to us by Wilson Sporting Goods. Wilson Sporting Goods is the official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF. They bring you today's defensive alignment. Have you made a custom glove yet? Create your custom Wilson A2000 at wilsoncustomgloves.com and use what the pros use. Match your team colors are designed to glove that represents your style today. For the Bandits, in the outfield, we've got a change in left field tonight. R.T. Cantillo, the former Rebel from Mississippi, will be in left. Emily Allard will be in center, with Brittany Cervantes in right. The infield from third to first will have Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Megan Blank, with the battery of the former Cornhusker Taylor Edwards, and she will be catching Kirsten Verdon, the former Blue Demon from DePaul. Got a slight wind coming in, Eric, over the right center field fence. So it will be a little bit of a pitcher's ballpark out here tonight, but right now the crowd is getting set to get on their feet here as we're going to get set to honor America. Tonight's national anthem is being brought to us by the New Tradition Barbershop Chorus, and they are out of Northbrook. Again, special thanks to all of our men and women fighting for our freedom each and every day here in the United States and overseas. So now with our national anthem, it'll be the New Tradition Barbershop Chorus out of Northbrook. Done by the New Tradition Barbershop Chorus out of Northbrook. As you saw, the flags are still at half-mast out here as our color guard from the DuPage Honor Guard, along with Jim Pops Merrick and the rest of the crew out there, Great Lakes Honor Guard as well, presenting the colors for tonight's ball game. Some of the first pitches now being thrown out here tonight. Kaylee Kinsella is one of the honorees. She's from the Vernon Hills Stingers. And our ALS first pitch is going to be thrown by Reese Bowden for tonight's ball game. Our bat girls today are Marissa Moffett along with Emily Reagan. Bandit shadows tonight are Gianna Carta along with Brooke Seagraves and Sarah Johnson. As there you get a look at Kirsten Verdon, who's had a terrific year this season for the Chicago Bandits, and she'll try to continue that success against this Charge team. And the Bandits appear to be pumped up right now, right in front of their dugout as they try to right the ship after the 9-2 loss last night. Our first innings throughout the campaign are brought to us by Transnational. They're the most trusted name in bank card and the sponsor of the 2015 Scholar Athlete of the Year. So the Bandits will get a day off tomorrow, and then they will welcome in the first place USSSA Pride, the red, white, blue, will come in for a mini 2-game series. Both of those games will be seen on CBS Sports Network, and then the teams will travel down to Peoria for another mini 2-game series, a quote-unquote home series for the Pride. And that'll be on Wednesday and Thursday nights. But right now we've got some business to take care of here against the Charge team, which definitely had the hitting shoes on last night. There you get the numbers on Kirsten, a 1.55, 32 hits allowed, 22 strikeouts, and 40 2/3 innings of work. 20 bases on balls with 9 earned runs. He's also hit 5 batters this year. Our Orange Crush LLC umpiring crew tonight has Eric Manley calling the balls and strikes. As you see the numbers on Davis. Kevin Davis will be at first, and Bob Selves over in third. 210 down both lines here at the ballpark at Rosemont. 220 to straightaway center field. As you mentioned, the wind coming right in over the center field fence at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Davis takes the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner with Ellie Yamada, the former Bandit, on deck for the charge. Renata 3 for 4 in the game last night. She's 3 of 8 in the series with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. The former Wolfpack from North Carolina State with a couple runs scored, as you mentioned, a couple RBIs. As right now the young lady's just trying to keep the perspiration off on a hot, humid night. 2-2 pitch line right into the glove of Patton. 1 up and 1 down.
That one just was a tomahawk off the bat, Mike, but Amber Patton did a great job positioning herself to make the catch.
So Davis continuing to be right on the ball here with her swings. And she got the meat of the bat on that one and almost took the webbing right off the glove there of number 12. Keep in mind that you can stay in touch with us throughout the game at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com, at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com. We've already had 3 folks check in with us and subscribe to the Bandits site on YouTube. Ground ball gets past Blank, picked up by Z, back over to Megan, and the Bandits flashing some leather here after making 3 errors in the game last night.
Beautiful play by Danielle's influence. She was able to be in the right place at the right time to back up Megan Blank, who had missed the ground ball. You're going to see on the replay, Elliot Mata found the gap all right, but it was right past Megan Blank. But Danielle's influence hustled over there and was able to hold on to it just long enough and was able to get that one to Megan Blank for the out.
Also kind of lost in that whole situation was the great job by Blank to stop in her tracks and get back to the first base bag, because there was no way that Kirsten Burden was going to be able to cover that much ground in that short of a time. So Lauren Hager, who had that masterful complete game victory in the game last night, is there you see Tammy Williams definitely looking for her 2nd consecutive Defensive Player of the Year in the NPF. Tammy has had 115 chances this year and has committed 1 error.
Can't get much better than that.
No, you can't. Hager's 2 for 7 in the series as she stands in. And the count evens up to the former Gator from Florida. She had an RBI base hit to get the charge on the board first in the game last night. Open stance from the right-hand side. And we'll have our first payoff pitch of the evening. Our 3-2 counts throughout the campaign brought to us by 3and2sports.com. Outfield playing straight away and fairly deep for the powerful Hager. The payoff is hit towards center field. Emily Allard will settle under it in right center field and put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1-2-3 inning from Kirsten Burden here in the first as the Charge go up and down in order. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left down for the visitors. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning of play. The Dallas Charge have failed to score. The Chicago Bandits are coming to bat right here at the ballpark in Rosemont on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. In the second spot tonight will be the leading hitter in the NPF, Amber Patton, number 12. Number 2, Tammy Williams, will be at short. The cleanup hitter tonight will be right fielder Brittany Cervantes, double deuce. Megan Blank in the fifth hole at first base. Taylor Edwards will be doing the catching tonight. Kylie Quico will be the designated player. Kirsten Verdon will actually bat as the pitcher in the eighth spot tonight. Danielle Zimkowitz will be at second base. And the flex player tonight for the Bandits will be R.T. Cantillo.
Coach Stu certainly has an interesting lineup, putting a flex player in and pretty much adding another bat to the lineup tonight.
The Wilson Sporting Goods defensive alignment for the Dallas Charge has Mikey Kinney in left, Ellie Yamada in center, Brianna Cherry in right. The infield from third to first has Danielle Henderson, Renata Davis, Taylor Thom, and Caitlin Richardson. And there you get a good look at M squared, Morgan Mello, and she'll be pitching to Kaylin Castillo, the former Sun Devil from Arizona State. Again, you can check out, as there you see the numbers on Mello. Deceiving 1 and 5 mark with that nice ERA as Morgan gets the quick flip over to Richardson for the 1-3 putout of the Speedy Allard for 1 up and 1 down for the Bandits. So quite a different start to this game tonight.
Indeed, it's going to be more about the pitchers so far that we've seen. Kirsten Burton had a nice inning earlier, going 3 up and 3 down to the Charge.
So here's Amber Patton, who's been on fire. She's hit in 11 of her last 12 ball games. And Mello with some precise movement on that ball on the outside corner.
Mike, the closest average to Amber Patton's lead in batting average so far is Natasha Watley, who's batting .365.
She's taken over and gone past Kelly Kretschmann for the leading hitter on the red, white, and blue of the Pride. Amber Patton right now flirting with the 400 mark. She's in the hole now, though. No balls and 2 strikes. Slaps it over towards the left side. A long run for Davis in foul territory, and she makes the running grab for out number 2. Nicely done.
Great pitch by Morgan Mello, throwing it right on the hands of Amber Patton, and she's able to pop that one up in the foul territory. You also have to give credit to Renata Davis on a great hustle play, and she's able to call off the people around her to make the out.
Yeah, she definitely had the angle on the ball there heading towards the third base line. Tammy Williams struggling a little bit offensively in this series. She's got the big donut in 8 at-bats in the series. She's had some good swings up there, but just has not been able to connect. She has scored a run. She got it when she got on base on a fielder's choice in the series opener. Tammy swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch. She also had a nice solid hit back through the box, but Hager stabbed it and was able to turn that into a double play in the game last night, which was certainly a momentum changer.
Laura Hager did a great job yesterday at controlling the momentum and keeping it in the Dallas Chargers' way.
T-Will grounds it to Davis on a couple of hops. The sidearm throw over to Richardson. And Morgan Mello equals Kirsten Verdon's 3 up and 3 down inning in the circle for the Charge. So any inning for the Bandits, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 1 inning of softball here at the ballpark at Rosemont. We're scoreless here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here as we move to the top half of the second inning. Our tug-of-war in between innings was brought to us by Athletico. They've got over 330 locations, and they have complimentary screenings, and they're on the web at athletico.com. For the Charge, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Jennifer McFalls, Kaylin Castillo, Kaylin Richardson, and Brianna Cherry to face the left-handed slants of Kirsten Burden.
So, Mike, did you see what was on SportsCenter's top 10 plays?
Boy, the NPF certainly got into the forefront. And a couple nice defensive plays.
Indeed, one of them by Jenny Gilbert going completely over the wall, and also one by Haley Wilson just sliding into foul territory.
Haley making a big splash, coming over to the Pride. She's in the lineup tonight as the Pride will send Chelsea Thomas, who's had a great year so far with an ERA of 1.71 with a 5.3 record, going up against Rachel Fico. So that's a great matchup there between the Racers and the Pride. That game is just about ready to get underway. So the former Sun Devil, Kaylin Castillo, coming over from the Bandits in the offseason. She hits that 1-2 pitch between Patton and Williams for the first base hit for either squad in tonight's ballgame.
Great job by Kaylin Castillo, really finding the hole and getting it in between. Probably the best left side in all the NPF.
So Castillo now 1 for 3 in the series after that safety. And now Caitlin Richardson will come to the dish for the Charge. Bunsen right in front of the plate. Edwards is going to have to go to first base to Z. So it is a 2-4 putout and a sacrifice for the former Golden Gopher from Minnesota, Caitlin Richardson.
That was a terrific sacrifice done by Caitlin Richardson. She didn't try to do too much with it. She just put that one right on the ground, and that allowed Caitlin Castillo to get over to second base and into scoring position.
So we'll see now what Burden and Edwards decide to do with Brianna Cherry. As you see, the average is certainly right up there with amongst the league leaders with first base open. Daniel Henderson on deck for the Charge.
If I'm Kirsten Burden right now, Mike, I would definitely pitch around Brianna Cherry because Danielle Henderson's not really a threat with her batting average, but it would be wise to put Cherry on.
Boy, good job of getting right on the inside corner on the fist there as Cherry was kind of anticipating the ball being over the plate. As Kaylin Castillo settles in at second base for the blue and green clad Dallas Charge. Cherry takes that 1-1 pitch right there at the letters. Outfield playing Cherry fairly shallow. RT Cantillo in left field tonight for the Bandits. Cherry so far in the series, 2 for 5, 3 runs scored. Those were all scored in the game last night as 2 of the walks came back to bite the Bandit pitching staff. 2-2 pitch grounded slowly to Patton, looks the runner back to second and fires it over to Blank for out number 2.
Terrific vision by Amber Patton. She looked Kaylin Castillo back to second base and made sure she wasn't going to go, and then fired it over to first base to get Cherry out. That was a great decision by Amber Patton.
So Danielle Henderson, who sat out the game last night and was replaced by Nadia Taylor, will come to the plate, and there you take a look at the average that Eric was referring to. And Burden now coming in with that patented let-up pitch. You got some thunderstorms going on down in the Sunshine State that's caused a delay of that game between the Pride and the Racers.
I've heard from residents of the Florida area that around this time of year, thunderstorms can be expected almost any part of the day.
Yeah, and they just kind of pass through sometimes. 1-1 pitch to the former Bear from Cal Berkeley stays outside. I'm sure the pitchers are going to be going to the rosin bag early and often in this one with the high humidity. Henderson takes the 2-2 right there. So we've got deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kaylin Castillo still at second base with the go-ahead run for the Charge. Mikey Kenny on deck. She had the 3-run home run in the game last night. 2-2 pitch is fisted out to left where R.T. Cantillo will settle under it, and she will put it away for out number 3. So the Dallas Charge threatened here and there after the second inning of play. They failed to score and pick up the base hit by Castillo. There were no Bandit errors and 1 visiting runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the second inning of play here at the beautiful ballpark at Rosemont. Great crowd again on hand tonight for their series finale. We're scoreless here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Plains Golf Park Course and Marina is on the web. You can check them out on the Des Plaines Park District website, and they are your source for family outdoor fun. That's Des Plaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course and Marina. Bottom half of the second inning coming up in the scoreless tie. It'll be Brittany Cervantes, Megan Blank, and Taylor Edwards to face Morgan Mello. And Eric, it appears that tonight runs are going to be scarce and a precious commodity.
You're correct, Mike. Runs are definitely going to matter. If it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, the more runs the better, especially when the pitchers are as hot as they are tonight.
Well, we certainly heard some craziness at Wrigley Field earlier today, Eric, on the way in.
Yeah, I remember that. We were sitting in the car listening to that, and when the catch happened, your response was, wow. I was kind of shocked at the whole situation. First one in 43 years.
Cole Hamels gets 13 strikeouts of the Northsiders from Chicago and picks up the 13th no-hitter for the Phillies in their team history.
It could be his final start also for the Phillies.
Yep. So double deuce now stands in Brittany Cervantes. She had a couple walks and a couple runs scored in the series. She's 1 for 4 so far. Coming in tied for the league lead in home runs with 6, amongst the RBI leaders in the league with 18. As she checks in with a 364 mark on the year. We talked about that on-base percentage being up there at .523 for the former Wildcat from Kentucky.
She's doing a great job this season of being disciplined at the plate, not swinging at anything too high or too low.
Good 3-1 pitch there by Morgan Mello. That will separate your mediocre pitchers from your great pitchers. What can they do on 2-0 and 3-1? 3-2 pitch has got home run distance, but the wrong shape as it goes well foul here over the Charge bullpen.
This is definitely a different Morgan Mello than the one we saw last time the Charge came out to the ballpark in Rosemont, Mike.
Yeah, she gave up 4 runs in that appearance on Thursday, and she loses Cervantes, who picks up her 3rd walk of the series.
Great at bat by Brittany Cervantes. She really made Morgan Mello work, and she was able to be disciplined at the plate and not swing anything too high or too low or way outside as she draw the walk there.
So Roman 4, the assistant head coach, gets the shin guard from Cervantes as Megan Blank now will come to the plate. The former Hawkeye with 9 RBIs this season. She lays one down. Mello is going to go to first base on the play, and boy, Megan Blank made that a lot closer than what we thought it was going to be. Taylor Thom going to cover on the 1-4 sacrifice putout.
Terrific sacrifice bunt by Megan Blank. She didn't try to do too much with it. She put it right on the ground and kept it on the ground. She almost beat it out too, but she did her job by moving Brittany Cervantes over to second base.
So both teams right now playing fundamental softball out here, trying to get the lead in this one. Taylor Edwards has been swinging a hot bat lately. She's got a couple of RBI doubles in the series.
Taylor's also having a fine year overall.
But just doing a great job defensively, handling the Bandit pitching staff as well as throwing out opposing runners. She comes in at .269 on the season, 5 home runs and 17 runs driven in. That ball grounded sharply to Davis, looks the runner back to second, and the easy throw across to Richardson for out number 2. But Davis was a little bit shaky, Eric, in the early part of the series, but she certainly has settled down.
Yes, it was evident yesterday that she finally got the kinks of her game in the field down, because in the first game she was really overrunning the ball. She was bobbling it and wasn't able to get a good grip on it, but so far tonight and yesterday for that matter, she has definitely figured it out.
So the former Oregon Duck, Kylie Quico, now will come to the plate. She's 1 for 4 so far in the early part of her Bandit career. Had the home run on Thursday night, a 2-run shot over the left center field fence, as well as a sacrifice fly.
She definitely had a great at-bat yesterday, but she wasn't able to get it through the holes.
Kylie takes it downstairs. We saw Kenny with some great dexterity in left field last night as she slid to cut down that ball by Edwards in the corner, so we know she's got a good arm. Yamada with a decent arm in center. Cherry with a shotgun in right.
In the outfield, Mike, the Dallas Chargers have a great mixture of speed and arm strength. Yamada does it more with her speed out in center field, while Kenny does it more with her arm out in left.
Let's see if they give Kylie the green light here on 3-0 with first base open and Kirsten Verdon on deck. And she took that one at the letters on the inside corner, and again, Mello being behind the hitter, she seems to have a lot more velocity on the fastball and the rise ball tonight. Cervantes remains at second base as Double Deuce represents the go-ahead run. And Quico takes that pitcher's pitch right there, and we'll have another 3-2sports.com payoff to Kylie Quico.
Morgan Mello is doing a great job at coming back on the hitters when she's behind them, and we think that she's going to get a walk. She's doing a great job at coming back.
Richardson playing well off the bag at first. And the payoff is swung on and misses. That one dropped right off the end of the table. First strikeout for Morgan Mello of the evening as both teams threaten with a runner in scoring position in their half of the second inning, but both teams failed to score. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base for the Chicago Bandits. 2 innings in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. We got ourselves a pitcher's duel here in a scoreless tie on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Healthcare professionals and Dr. Jackson provide unmatched comprehensive family dentistry in the western suburbs. And they are a proud sponsor of our action out here tonight on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. We head to the top half of the third inning for the Dallas Charge. It'll be the bottom two hitters in the lineup here for head coach Jennifer McFalls. Mikey Kenny will be followed by Taylor Thon. And then back to the top of the order with Renata Davis.
Mikey Kenny yesterday showed us how much power she has in her bat.
6 RBIs now on the season after that 3-run blast into the picnic deck, the party deck tonight, which is being occupied by the Vernon Hills Stingers. Mikey 3 of 4 in the series with a couple runs scored and those 3 RBIs off the dinger. Ground ball down to Patton. Nice easy toss across the diamond, and they retire the red-hot Kenny.
Great play by Amber Patton once again. She set herself up and positioned herself to make a play on the ball and threw it over to Megan Blank for the nice easy put out.
White Sox looking to get out the broom against the Tribe tonight. But the bats have certainly woken up for the Southsiders as they lead it 6-1. There's an check swing. Blank with a sidearm toss over to Z. And Danielle has had some fancy footwork down there at first base throughout the series. Had to make sure that she kept her foot on the bag and concentrated on that high throw.
Great play by Megan Blank. It was an unexpected bunt by Taylor Thom, who's not normally having speed, but she's able to position herself in front of the ball and throw it over to Danielle Zimkowitz, who did a great job at hustling over to first base to get the second out.
Abreu with a couple of RBIs for the White Sox tonight, along with Tyler Flowers. Is back to the top of the order now with Renata Davis, who sent a screaming line drive down to Patton to open the game up back in the first.
She has been definitely seeing the ball well as of lately in this series.
Kirsten Verdon has certainly come into her own as a starting pitcher. She was a reliever in the 2014 season for the Bandits and was more of a spot starter as far as designated player was concerned, but concentrating more in the circle this year. Came in with that 1.55 ERA, and it continues to go down.
Kirsten Verdon really only made one start last year, and she actually had a complete game in that start, but she's definitely fulfilling her promise there. She was one of the open tryout signees by the Bandits.
And it's going to be a called strike 3, and that will be Verdon's first strikeout of the evening. This one looking. So Kirsten Verdon continues to mow them down here for the Bandits, as it's no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for the Dallas Charge. Verdon is now retired the last 5 hitters, actually 6 hitters in a row for the Dallas Charge. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning of play as Morgan Mello and Kirsten Verdon trade goose eggs on the scoreboard here tonight in a scoreless tie on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com, and it's time for cowbells at the ballpark. Right across the street here off of I-294 and Jenny Finch Way here at the ballpark at Rosemont. They're located in the beautiful MB Financial Park in Rosemont. And keep in mind that if any of the Bandits pitchers get 10 or more strikeouts, the bowling at Kings Lanes is free. Bottom half of the third inning now for the Chicago Bandits. It'll be Kirsten Verdon, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Emily Allard to face Morgan Mello.
If you can get the versatility from someone like Kirsten Verdon or Lauren Hager, definitely bodes for good results. Not only can they pitch, but they can also hit. We saw that as evidence yesterday on Lauren Hager's fantastic night.
Kirsten, of course, out of Coal City, Illinois, and Coal City in the news, of course, with all the tornadic activity down there the last 2 years that have affected the residents out there. And as she slaps that one to left, and a nice running catch coming in by Mikey Kenny, who had her played perfectly, but good contact there by Verdon.
Great play by Mikey Kenny. She positioned herself well off that line drive hit by Kirsten Verdon and was able to put the glove on it for the out.
Danielle Zimkowitz now will stand in. Getting back to that story about Verdon, her family was unscathed in the tornado over there at Coal City, but some of the friends of the family and the school over there was not as lucky. But amazingly enough, with all that activity, no real serious injuries. Well, Zia struggled a little bit in her last 8 games at the plate, but she's really done a great job at second base, especially making those tough covers over at first.
Saw that earlier in the first inning on the bunt.
She's in the hole here.
I read an article from the Daily Herald about Kirsten Verdon actually going back home to Coal City over the 4th of July, and it was definitely a shocking experience for her.
It's an eye-opener. Certainly puts things in perspective.
I think it also kind of demonstrates just how lucky her parents were and people that she knew that they were unscathed from those unfortunate events.
2-2 pitch coming up here to Z. And now it's gone full. Bandits golf outing is going to be coming up over there at the White Pines Golf Club in Bensonville. Grounded sharply down to second base. Thom with the throw over to Richardson, as Z did a great job hustling down the line, but it wasn't enough.
Great play by Taylor Thom. She positioned herself off that bouncer by Danielle Zimkowitz and let it settle in her glove. She positioned herself just right to throw out Danielle Zimkowitz.
It's a great deal to go out to White Pines. It's a great course, beautiful setting. That's on Thursday, August the 6th. Check-in will be at 9 a.m. They'll have a silent auction and raffle as Emily Allard, who's 0 for 1 in the game, will stand in. That bunt is popped into the air, and a nice diving grab by Danielle Henderson just above the on-deck circle. What a play!
Terrific catch by Danielle Henderson. She had a great hustle coming off the ball. She got a fantastic jump on it and dove forward to get the out. Huge play by Danielle Henderson.
Well, let's rack that one up, boys, for a potential Diamond Sports play of the ball game in tonight's scoreless tie so far, as Danielle Henderson flashing some leather here in the bottom half of the third, as Morgan Mello along with Kirsten Verdon getting great defensive support from each of their charges in the infield and outfield for both of these ball clubs. 3 innings in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. We've got a dandy tonight in the rubber game of this 3-game set. We're in a scoreless tie. Eric Katz will come back with play-by-play here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark here in Rosemont. 0-0 is our score, and we have a real pitcher's duel going on here tonight. And leading off for the Dallas Chargers is Ari Yamada. So far, she is 0 for 1. She grounded out to Danielle Zimkowitz.
Global Security Group is the home of today's worldwide security service and investigations. They secure answers and peace of mind at Global Security Group.
So how was your experience on the golf course the last time you went?
I got my money's worth.
I heard you and Steve had an interesting time. That one's fouled off.
Well, we have the plaque in the press box to prove our prowess. The young lady you see right there on the screen also joined us on the golf course. And we certainly had an opportunity to see a lot of the course that day.
2-2 to Yamada.
Thank goodness it's scramble.
I don't know about my golf game. I haven't really played in a while. I'm more of a tennis guy.
Couldn't be any worse, I guarantee you that.
That's a shot, and it's just out of the reach of Tammy Williams as Yamada gives the Dallas Chargers their second hit of the night with that single.
So Allie now 1 for 2 in the game and 3 for 6 in the series. And good speed aboard now for the Charge with the Japanese star.
So here comes Lauren Hager. So far tonight she's 0 for 1. She flew out deep to Emily Allard, which sent her well back. Yamada over at first base. What to know?
Allie's a perfect 4 for 4 in stolen bases this season, so she's a threat to go here.
We've seen her demonstrate that speed out in center field and getting under those balls. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. A real pitcher's duel tonight here at the ballpark in Rosemont. The Charge have the only hits of the game.
In that golf outing, you get lunch, dinner, a golf cart, driving range session, a game program, a t-shirt, as well as a ticket voucher to a future game for the Bandits.
Sounds like a pretty good deal. Just outside, it's going to be 3-1 now to Hager. Wind's coming straight away at us. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and it's going to be a full count, brought to you by 3-2 Sports.
Well, let's see now if Jennifer McFalls decides to send Yamada here on the full count offering and try to get some hit and run action going.
They might test the arm of Taylor Edwards. There's a ground ball. Tammy, Z, and it's a double play, 6-4-3. What a play by Tammy Williams to turn that double play, Mike.
Boy, just a tremendous job there. I thought for a second that she was going to take it on her own, but she thought better of it because Z had the bag covered for her. And boy, great job here by Danielle to turn this one. Yamada really didn't get that good of a jump off the base, and that allowed T. Will to get it over to Z and avoid the sliding Yamada, and then Danielle with a laser beam over to Megan Blank to double up Hager.
That double play definitely helped out Kirsten Burden. We've seen Tammy Williams do that quite a bit, Mike. No better shortstop than Tammy Williams. There's a strike, 1-1.
More importantly, the leadership qualities that she shows on and off the field. Really the heart and soul of this Bandit team.
Also a terrific person to talk to.
Akron has taken a 1-0 lead in that game against the Pride. We saw in the game last night, that doesn't mean a hill of beans. Racers had a 4-run frame in the fifth to take a 4-2 lead. Pride came right back with a 4 spot in their half of the inning.
One thing I've noticed in the MPF, no matter who you're playing, no lead is safe.
Well, I tell you what, Narissa Myers is on fire for the Racers. She had another home run to left center field to give Akron the lead in that game.
Full count now to Castillo. There's a shot, and Allard comes rushing in to get the out. So, after the single by Ari Yamada, Lauren Hager grounds into a double play, and Kevin Castillo just flew out to Emily Allard. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-0 is our score. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
The National Fast Pitch Coaches Association is the professional growth organization for fast pitch softball coaches from all competitive levels of play, and they're proud to be an official promotional partner of National Pro Fast Pitch. Visit nfca.org for membership information and softball news from across the country.
0-0 is our score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Both Morgan Mello and Kirsten Vernon are in a real pitcher's duel. The only hits of the night have come from the Dallas Charge. A single back in the 2nd inning for Kaylin Castillo, then also a single from Ari Yamada back in the top of the 4th inning. But no runs across the plate for either team, and the Chicago Bandits are looking for their first hit against Morgan Mello. So due up for the Chicago Bandits is Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, and Brittany Cervantes. Patton is 0 for 1 after she popped out to Renata Davis at shortstop. And here is Amber. Oh, 2-0 for the Dallas Charge. Goose eggs for the Chicago Bandits. 1-0 to Patton. Wind's been shifting directions. Now it's coming back at our booth. Akron Racers had a 1-0 lead, but Kelly Kreshman just homered to right field to tie up the score 1-1. 1-1 to Patton. There's a shot to Davis. Davis throws it over to first base for the out. So Patton is 0 for 2 tonight, and here comes Tammy Williams. Last time up, she grounded out to Renata Davis over at shortstop. They could get a hack at that, but foul that one back. 0-1 to Williams. As you were saying, Mike, 1-0 doesn't mean a hill of beans difference as Kelly Kreshman homered.
Yeah, the Pride have certainly had great come-from-behind capabilities throughout the year. But Tammy's got to get untracked offensively here. She's now 0 for 9 in the series.
Bandits are looking for their first hit of the game. They've had runners on base on walks, but they're looking for a hit. 2-1. Beautiful night here at the ballpark in Rosemont. A nice clear blue sky with some great fans here following up the last 2 days. There's a ground ball, but a beautiful play by the first baseman. That was Caitlin Richardson for the out, and Tammy's 0 for 10 in the series. Takes that one unassisted.
in addition to the Vernon Hill Stingers and the Naperville Park District Dance Group, Oaklawn Girls Softball is out here tonight, along with the Tremont Impact, the DMAC Dynamite also joining us here at the ballpark this evening, Athletic Barnstorm, and the Mount Prospect Power.
So here's Brittany Cervantes. She's been the only base runner tonight for the Bandits. She reached first base on a walk. It's quickly 2-0 to Cervantes.
8 in a row retired now by Morgan Mello.
See Andrea Duran's getting on track. Ground ball, and that one gets through the hole for a single. So Brittany Cervantes gives the Bandits their first hit of the night.
Well, cancel the post-game show as Mello gets up her first base hit. Cervantes has again reached base her first 2 times, as she did last night. Good effort there at the third base bag by Henderson, but just too much topspin on that ball hit by Double Deuce.
So here's Megan Blank. Last time up, she had a sacrifice bunt. Mello and Vernon really exchanging goose eggs here. And that one goes foul.
Bandits had the hit and run going on that one.
Serve doesn't really have the greatest speed, but she knows how to steal bases every once in a while. One to Megan Blank, the former University of Iowa Hawkeye. 1-1.
Bandits' end of the season banquet's going to be coming up here. Boy, the season has just flown by.
Felt like yesterday in March when I had my first day at the office. Also kind of felt like February when I first met you. 2-1 to Blank.
That banquet will be the day after the Golf Classic on Friday, August the 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare right here in Rosemont.
That's not too far from the stadium.
Nope.
That one's fouled off, and it's going to load up the count now, 3-2.
Oh, now you're going to see Cervantes off with the pitch here with 2 outs and a 3-2 count, so anything in the gap could give the Bandits the lead.
Serve needs to get a good jump on here. She's off on contact. She's also off on anything. And there goes serve. And that one's... Oh, and what a great catch by the right fielder, Brianna Cherry. Wow, what a play, Mike.
She laid out for that one and saved a run, because if she doesn't get that ball with Cervantes off with the pitch, that's going to be a run for the Bandits. And certainly another candidate for our Diamond Sports Play of the Game, as she reaches out and grabs that about 2 feet inside the right field foul line. What a play by Brianna Cherry.
So this inning, the Bandits managed 1 hit thanks to a Brittany Cervantes single, but they still don't have any runs on the board. We head now to the top of the 5th inning, where it's still 0-0. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Each year after year, we've raised more.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark here in Rosemont. 0-0 is our score. And we're going to take you dugout side where Rachel Land will have a very special guest in the Bandits dugout. Take it away, Rachel.
So Quincy, nickname, please help us out. Stop applauding, dig in your pocket, help us out, put some money into those cans. Thank you very much.
And we're going to wait on that. As leading off for the Dallas Charge is Caitlin Richardson. So far tonight in one official at bat, she had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. 0-0 is our score between the Chicago Bandits and the Dallas Charge.
Rachel, if you do hear us, just chime in whenever you're ready with AJ.
That one's a shot. That's going to get into the outfield for a base hit. So Caitlin Richardson has her first hit of the evening with a single, and that is the Chargers' third hit of the night. So this will bring up Brianna Cherry, who last time in right field had a nice catch of a Megan Blank line drive. A beautiful one-handed catch. So far she is 0 for 1. She grounded out to Amber Patton. And there's a bunt, but it goes foul. It's going to be 0-1.
Of course, A.J. Andrews, who will be our in-dugout guest, a former Tiger from LSU. But what a play by Brianna Cherry to save a run there, Eric.
Serve got a nice jump on the ball. If Cherry had missed that, Cervantes would have easily come home. That one's bunted foul. 0-2 now to Cherry.
Well, that was a great job by Kirsten that time to put that ball right in on Cherry, not allowing her to extend the arms and lay it down.
So fans, one of the bonuses of the end of the season banquet is you can vote online at ChicagoBandits.com for the overall player of the year, the defensive player of the year, the offensive player of the year, pitcher of the year, rookie of the year, and the Lawrence Harns Award, which is for the best personable individual. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's Burden's second strikeout of the evening, and that's the first out of the inning.
That's a Cole Construction strikeout. Cole Construction is the best in-class provider of commercial carpentry, drywall, plastering, acoustical ceilings, and much more at Cole Construction.
So here's Danielle Henderson. Last time up, she flew out to R.T. Cantillo in left field. Wind continuing to blow in. Definitely been a pitcher's night so far. Shot. Tammy. Z. Another double play for Tammy Williams. That is the second double play of the game for the Chicago Bandits.
6:43 on the out as they force the oncoming Richardson, who got on the base hit. So once again, the Bandits wipe out any threat for the Charge.
So in the inning, the Bandits managed to give up only one hit, but then they erase it with a strikeout and a double play by Tammy Williams. We're heading out to the bottom of the fifth inning, where it is still 0-0. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. In Rosemont, 0-0, as Kirsten Burden and Morgan Mello continue to throw goose eggs at each other.
And we're going to see, we had a little bit of difficulty with the camera down in the dugout, and we'll see if Rachel can maybe get us an audio interview with A.J. Andrews. Rachel, you're there with her.
25, Taylor Edwards.
So leading off for the Chicago Bandits in their half of the 5th inning is the catcher, Taylor Edwards. So far tonight, she is 0 for 1, grounding out to Renata Davis. That's foul to the back.
Taylor now 2 for 5 in the series.
That one's bunted, but foul. 0-2.
Both bullpens pretty much silent. As Morgan Mello and Kirsten Verdon, a couple crafty softpaws, going at it here in what's been a great pitching matchup tonight.
These are my favorite types of matchups. I don't really like the high-scoring games, but these are my favorite. One and 2 now to Taylor Edwards. We've definitely seen some great leather in the field tonight, Mike, by both teams. That one's up in the air. Yamada gets under it to put Edwards away for the first out. That'll bring up Kylie Quico. Last time up, she struck out. She's currently the only strikeout victim of Morgan Mello. That one's shot to Henderson. Throws it over in time to first base for the second out. 2 away.
Boy, just amazing how the tide has turned here with the pitchers tonight. After the last 2 nights when the Bandits put up a 10 spot and the Charge put up 9 runs against the Bandits.
So here's Kirsten Verdon. Takes that one. It's going to be 1-0. Last time up, Verdon flew out to the left fielder, Mikey Kenny. One and 1 to Verdon. And we're going to send it out dugout side with Rachel Land. Rachel, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm here with AJ Andrews, just doing a quick little in the dugout interview. All right, AJ, so LSU star, of course, but now you're here at the professional level. What made you want to take your career to the next level?
I just think it's an exciting opportunity to expand softball. Everybody loves watching college softball, and it's an exciting sport. And I think people really get involved in softball. And I saw that the ratings of college softball are like higher than baseball at this point. And so to be able to bring that into the pros, I think is awesome. So I think I just feel really blessed. I'm really excited to be able to be a part of something and to help it grow.
All right, and as you can see, the inning is changing, but we have just a couple more questions for you. So there's not a ton of time left in the season, but there are quite a few games. What are your goals for the rest of the season?
Just to keep getting better. I mean, I think the only way you can grow is to continue to learn and continue to get better. I'm a rookie here, and so I have a lot to learn. And I mean, here you're facing the best of the best, so literally it's kind of like facing an All-American pitcher every single day. And to be able to learn from the people who have experience and to be able to continue to get better for the next game, the next opportunity I get to play, then I think that if I can get 1% better each day, then I'm doing something for myself and I'm growing. And that's really what my goal is for the next coming games.
Great, great. And what advice would you give to girls who see you? I mean, people, SEC fans have seen you, Bandits fans, people, Baton Rouge is cheering for you. What advice would you give to girls who say, wow, that's exactly what I want to do?
I would say keep pushing. I would say don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not able to do things. I would say continue to work hard. There's no excuse as to why you can't work hard. So I think there's always someone talented. There's always somebody who maybe their natural abilities may be more than yours, but there's no excuse not to work hard. So, and I believe the people who work hard, that they reap those benefits, and good things happen to those who work. So I believe everyone here has worked really hard to be at this spot, and if you really want to be here, I think working really hard is going to get you where you want to be.
Okay, and the last question, what is an interesting fact about yourself that you think Bandits fans and fans all over should know?
My real name is Ayana. Ayannna. I know it's like not that fascinating, but it kind of is to like the world. I think most people think on my birth certificate it says AJ, and it doesn't. So yeah, my real name's Ayana. Really pretty, but you can keep calling me AJ.
I love it. All right, so we have AJ Andrews. We've had an inning change, technical difficulties. We've had it all. Back to you guys. Thank you, AJ.
Thanks, Rachel.
Great job on that interview, and great job by AJ. Of course, making the SEC very proud as she continues on with her rookie season this year, trying to learn the ropes, so to speak. She's been involved with a lot of late inning pinch hitting roles for the Bandits, and hopefully down the stretch she'll be able to show that speed in the outfield as well. Great job again by Rachel Land as we head to the charge half of the sixth inning of play, which is brought to us by Deljo Heating and Cooling. They're striving to make our every service affordable and convenient at Deljo Heating and Cooling. Mikey Kinney swings and misses, and Edwards goes with the tag on the drop third strike for out number one, as that's the third strikeout now for the former Blue Demon, Kirsten Verdon.
Terrific drop ball by Kirsten Verdon. She dropped it right off the table and got Mikey Kenny fooled, and she got twisted and swung it on and missed. You know, Mike, I actually disagree with AJ. I found that very fascinating, and I think that's a very cool name.
I tell you, the thing that really impresses me about the interviews and the interviewees is that, boy, they're all well-spoken. They all represent not only the team and themselves well, but also the league. As there's going to be a tough chance for Megan Blake. Let's see if Z can get over there, and she did again. Nicely done by Danielle Zimkowitz.
Terrific play by Danielle Zimkowitz, once again hustling over to make a tough play. Megan Blank did a great job at getting that bouncer.
But she had to do a little bit of a stab step there on that high arching shot. Taylor Thom running a little bit inside on the bag as well, and that was bang bang. And right there with the call is Kevin Davis.
Bandits are doing a great job, as well as the Dallas Charger flashing the leather.
And now Davis down on the plate of Patton, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kirsten Verdon and the Chicago Bandits, as Davis is now 0 for 3 in the ballgame. So Verdon continues to put up the goose eggs as she goes toe-to-toe here with Morgan Mello. You see, come out of the dugout now for the charge. No runs, hits, or errors, or nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the sixth. The first one that blinks loses here tonight. We're scoreless on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Golf Center displays from Midwest's premier golf practice facility is just right up the road, featuring a 300-yard automated driving range with 80 hitting stations, a short game practice area, and Chicagoland's only fully lighted down-hole course where you can play golf until midnight. Check it out today at GolfCenterDisplays.com.
So the Bandits try to break the scoreless stalemate here on Morgan Mello and the Dallas Charge. It'll be the bottom of the order with Danielle Zimkowitz, and then back to the top with Emily Allard and Amber Patton to face Morgan Mello of the Charge, who's really been in charge here tonight.
No pun intended.
The Pride and the Racers still tied at 1 in that game down in Florida.
I always found Florida rain to be kind of weird. It's not like here where it could rain for hours and hours on end, but Florida rain, it will just pour for maybe a few minutes and then it will just become sunny again.
Just gets out of its system and then dries up. And Z waves on that one and misses. Danielle 0 for 1 in this one with a ground out to Taylor Thom. 2 2 for 7 in the series now for the former Fighting Illini with a run scored and an RBI. And Z takes that 2-1 right there.
Mello's been doing a great job all night long at coming back on the hitters despite falling behind them early.
Pride threatening in their half of the second. Rachel Fico trying to get into that form that she had last year. She's given up 6 home runs this season, so trying to reverse that trend. Slap ball down to Richardson, and the masked marauder down there at first base will put it away on one hop for out number 1.
Great positioning by the first baseman, Caitlin Richardson, as she placed herself right in front of that slap ball by Danielle Zipwitz and was able to take it herself for the out.
The former Wildcat from Northwestern, Emily Allard, now will stand in with 1 out. The 2015 National Pro Fast Pitch Championship Series will be held in Hoover, Alabama, August the 14th through the 18th at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Get your tickets online at profastpitch.com.
What's tournament baseball like? What's tournament softball like, Mike?
It's very exciting. The atmosphere certainly gets stepped up as that one's hit right up the elevator shaft. Renata Davis settles under it, and she'll put it away for out number 2.
Great pitch by Morgan Mello, threw it right in on the hands of Emily Allard, who didn't get anything but a piece of it, and it settles right in the glove of Renata Davis.
Had a chance to sit right behind home plate for the Kat Osterman-Monica Abbott matchup a couple of years back when the championship series was here at the ballpark at Rosemont, and it doesn't get any better than that in the circle. Patton is 0 for 2 in the game. Now 3 for 8 in the series with a run scored. She slaps that one with a tomahawk chop foul. Great job by our camera crew again tonight. Jacob Cody doing a great job down at third base for us. Sarah Mogatich again, excellent work down at first. With our Beacon Academy crew led by Ben Erickson. And right now Z is in the hole here with 2 outs.
I'm surprised we have yet to see a Monica Abbott-Kat Osterman matchup this season.
And both those teams seem to avoid that situation at all possible. The Pride have now put up a 4 spot. Megan Willis with a home run, a grand slam for the Pride. And the Deuce's Wild pitch stays downstairs, so we'll have a 3-2sports.com payoff here. Z trying to get on base here. Check that Amber.
She's also trying to keep that hitting streak alive.
And a good eye there by the former Blue Demons, so although she's not extending the hitting streak, so to speak, of 12 out of 13, she does get on base.
That's what I like about Amber Patton. She's always a team player, pretty much a team before individual type of person, and she's showing that tonight by taking the walk.
So T-Will still looking for that first base hit in the series as she's come to the plate now 11 times. Outfield playing deep the other way on Tammy, as Kenny is about 10 feet in front of the track. Yamada a little bit shallower in center with Cherry respecting the pull power in right.
I have a feeling Coach Thurwald's going to give Amber Patton the green light soon.
Amber has not really been involved in too many stolen base opportunities this season. 3 of 6 on the year.
She has the speed to do it.
Brittany Cervantes on deck for the Bandits. That one almost got away, and a great stab by Castillo to keep the runner out of scoring position with 2 out. Charge have out hit the Bandits 3-1 in this defensive struggle. Tammy grounds it down to Davis. Renata's throw, and she got her by a half a step. Terrific defensive play by Renata Davis. Gets Morgan Mello in the charge out of the inning here in the 6th inning of play. So no runs, hits or errors, and 1 runner left on. The Bandits have left 2 on through 6 innings, and the Charge have left only 1 runner on as we head to the top half of the 7th inning of play. Goose eggs all the way across the board in the scoreless tie here on YouTube at ChicagoBandits.com. Fans, you can check out National Pro Fast Pitch on Twitter and Instagram. Search for @ProFastPitch to stay connected with current info and photos of your favorite team and players. Mike Knezovich, Eric Katz, and the rest of the Beacon Academy crew. Bilal Mohammed doing a great job producing tonight, along with Max Arnold up here in the booth. Brendan Culleton manning the camera behind home plate as we head to the top half of the 7th inning of play. Scoreless tie out here tonight, Eric. A very entertaining game on the defensive end of things in the NPF.
This has been a real defensive battle, a real pitcher's duel, one of my favorite matchups to see because in this type of situation, every run counts.
Now the White Sox continue to pound the ball on the Tribe as they now lead Cleveland 9-3. Multiple hit game for both Saladino, Cabrera, and Sanchez. Ellie Yamada takes that let-up pitch. Ellie is 1 for 2 in the game here today. Grounded out to Z in the first, picked up a base hit, and then was wiped out on a double play in the 4th. Yamada now 3 of 7 in the series with a couple of RBIs. And that one skips away from Edwards. Monica Abbott throwing in the bullpen for the Bandits.
I think they're using her just in case an emergency arises. Or possibly if and when the extra innings happen. Or the international tiebreaker rule. Her only loss was actually in relief, which was against the USSSA Pride when the international tiebreaker rule took place.
Looks like Kirsten may have tweaked the right foot there a little bit. Hopefully she's okay.
A .49 earned run average for Abbott this season. She's been overwhelming. I think even then, Mike, that's an understatement.
Yeah, that's Jenny Finch-like numbers there. Two and 1 count here to the Japanese star Yamada. You don't want to lose her here. Lead-off walks. Very high percentage of scoring.
Bandits have had plenty of trouble with that this season.
Patton way in now at third base. And we'll go full. Lauren Hager on deck for the Charge.
What Kirsten Burden needs to do is she needs to pitch to contact and pitch through her defense. Tammy Williams has 2 double plays tonight. She needs to trust her defense.
Yamada with a ground ball. Going to be a tough play for Z. She's got to hurry, and she throws it away on the head-first side by Yamada. Edwards will track it down. And I believe they're going to rule that to be an infield single for Yamada. It was one of those in-between hops there, and they do give Yamada the infield single to start the 7th.
Great hit by Ari Yamada. It was a nice little ground ball. She did a terrific job of using her speed, and she dove into second base. A little off-bound throw by Daniel Zimpowicz, but either way, Yamada would have been safe.
So Abbott continues to loosen up in the Bandit bullpen. Hager's in that bunt stance. Let's see if she decides to lay it down now. And she just about did as she takes it for ball one. Hager's 0 for 2 tonight, also grounded into a double play. 2 for 9 in the series with an RBI for the former Gator. Jennifer McFalls goes through the signs at third base. Ches Severs coaching down at first for the visitors. So Ali Yamada representing the go-ahead run in this one. Nobody out in the top of the 7th of a scoreless tie. Good bunt by Hager. Kirsten will go to first base and get the sure out. As Blank went back to first to cover. So Yamada moves up 60 feet now, and that'll bring up Kaylin Castillo. So 1-3 on the putout. Kaylin is 1 for 2 in the game. And now Mike Stewart is going to come out, and I believe he's going to be making a change here in the circle.
He's probably going with Monica Abbott, who's been warming up for the past few minutes.
Now, the interesting thing here is that Stu may also be making a double switch here, because I'm sure he doesn't want to have Abbott end up batting in the game. So he may be changing a position player here and using the flex.
I think they're probably going to try and keep Kirsten Burton's bat in the lineup.
So Monica Abbott will make the walk out to the circle now for the Bandits with 1 out here in the 7th inning of play. And this scoreless tie in a very important game. Mike Stewart writing it in on the lineup card now for Chicago. And let's see if he goes with a double switch or not. But what a great performance again by Kirsten Burton, Eric. 6 1/3 innings of shutout softball. Of course, Yamada is her responsibility at second base.
You got to give Kirsten Burton the credit that she deserves. She pitched a fine game. She was pitching to her defense. She trusted her defense, and she's kept the Bandits in the ball game all game long, despite giving up 4 hits, which all those hits have been scattered. She pitched a terrific game tonight.
Burton ended up with 3 strikeouts in the contest. One of those was looking, and she did not walk a hitter tonight.
She did a great job at coming back on the hitters when she was down 2-1, 3-1. No matter what the count was, she did a great job at coming back and getting outs.
Well, let's take a look at the unbelievable numbers that good old number 14 has put up this season. 8-1 for the former Volunteer from Tennessee. 0.49 earned run average. This will be her second relief appearance of the season. 57 2/3 innings for Abbott pitched this season, giving up 20 hits, only 5 runs, 4 of which have been earned. She has 100 strikeouts this year and only 17 walks, and opponents are hitting a microscopic 105 against her.
Last time the Dallas Charge faced Monica Abbott, they didn't have any fun.
And they had no hits and no base runners.
She was perfect all around in that game, on her way to another perfect game for the Fine Ace.
So it will be Kaylin Castillo right now with 1 out. The Charge have out hit the Bandits 4-1. Looking ahead to the Bandit half of number 7, it'll be Cervantes, Blank, and Edwards. Grounding slowly down to Blank. She'll go ahead and tag the runner. Good job by Blank there to recognize that there was a runner heading towards third base. So she went ahead and took the easy unassisted put out and kept Yamada with no ideas of coming home.
The idea of that play, Mike, was to look the runner and keep Yamada on third base. Blank did a great job at recognizing there was a runner in scoring position.
So here's Richardson, who's perfect tonight, 1 for 1. Caitlin struck out twice against Abbott on Thursday. And now she's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes after that 72-mile-an-hour heater. The Bandits in the 7th will have Cervantes, Blank, and Edwards to face Morgan Mello. Good job by Caitlin to fight that one off. Stay tuned after the game for our Combat Sports postgame report. We will name our Boomba player of the game and also our Diamond Sports play of the game. And I'll tell you what, Brianna Cherry's diving catch right now is certainly a game saver for the Charge. Richardson with a chop ball, going to be a tough play for T-Wall, and she makes it. That's an NPF Defensive Player of the Year web gem. What a play.
What a play by Tammy Williams. That saved a run for the Chicago Bandits. It was a bang-bang play with Caitlin Richardson on that awkward chopper hit. But Tammy Williams did a great job positioning herself and firing it over quickly to Megan Blank. What a play, Mike.
So in the inning for the Charge, they failed to score on a base hit. There were no Bandit errors and 1 runner left on base. We will head to the bottom half of the 7th inning of play. Any old kind of a run wins it here at the ballpark at Rosemont in a scoreless tie on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. After the 7th inning of play in a scoreless tie here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Brittany Cervantes, Megan Blank, and Taylor Edwards to face Morgan Mello and the Dallas Charge. Mariel Berquist says her and her family are watching the game tonight. Thanks very much, Mariel, for your terrific support of NPF action here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
I also want to thank her for putting us on the TV.
That's right. Brittany is 1 for 1 in the game with a walk. Double deuce will start it off. Brittany now in the series is 2 for 5 with a couple of runs scored.
This is the moment, Mike, where Brittany Cervantes shines. She's hit a lot of big home runs in her career.
Yeah, he had a big grand slam at Kentucky to win a ball game in the SEC. She's hit some very big home runs and base hits in her early NPF career as well. 1-1 pitch stays inside. Well, Richardson is really playing off the bag at first. Cherry well off the line in right. And Cervantes takes the 2-2 right there. So deuce is wild here to double deuce.
Tonight, this game has been really entertaining. It's been a real pitching duel between Kirsten Verdon and Morgan Mello. Both have brought the boxing gloves tonight.
And a swing and a miss for strike 3 on a 70-mile-an-hour heater by M squared.
Great comeback once again by Morgan Mello. She has never failed, really, for the most part, to lose a batter. And she came right there on the heat and was able to get Brittany Cervantes down swinging.
Second strikeout of the evening for Morgan Mello. So here's Megan Blank. She's officially 0 for 1 tonight.
That one 0-for-1 play was just a rob on that great layout catch by Brianna Cherry.
That's got my vote right now for the Diamond Sports play of the game.
Definitely got mine.
Well, number 21 has gone toe-to-toe with Kirsten Burden and now Monica Abbott in the circle tonight. Blank hits the 1-1 foul. Mello had to make some adjustments moving from one college program to the other. Going from the West Coast to the Midwest.
Probably had to get used to the weather.
And different style of play. Well, the crowd certainly hasn't left here. They're still enthusiastic, looking for the Bandits to try to break out on this one. Taylor Edwards on deck for the black and orange.
She's equally as clutch. She was part of that comeback win against the Pennsylvania Rebellion where she eventually hit a home run. She also walked in the winning run with a nice walk-off RBI.
Blake now 3 for 6 in the series. Open stance from the left-hand side. And that ball skied straight up in the air. Richardson will call off Castillo, and she'll make the grab for out number 2.
Great communication between Kaylin Castillo and Caitlin Richardson. They both knew that one of them had the ball. Richardson called out Castillo. Castillo obliged, and Richardson was able to put it away for the second out.
So Taylor Edwards is the last hope here for the Bandits to keep this one from going into extra frames tonight. Taylor so far 0 for 2 in the game, 2 for 6 in the series with 3 RBIs. Would have had a 4th if not for a great play by Mikey Kenny in the game last night. A sliding stop of the ball as it was skidding towards the wall. And then they were able to get AJ off of third base.
What Taylor's looking to do here, she's looking to just get on base. She's not looking to do anything fancy. She's just looking to get on base.
Cherry, Henderson, and Kenny due up for the charge in the 8th if we get that far. Still no action in the charge bullpen. It's been all Morgan Mello tonight.
Coach McFall is definitely placing her trust and faith in Morgan Mello. She's only given up 1 hit tonight.
Boy, that ball has really got some movement on it, dropping down and away. The Padden family also subscribing to us tonight on YouTube. That ball right over our head here.
Maybe it'll fall down. We get ourselves a souvenir later.
One of these days. Had one almost go off the computer about 3 years ago. And a ball on the letters gets Taylor Edwards looking. So Morgan Mello finishing strong with 2 strikeouts here in the Bandit half of the 7th inning of play. So no runs, hits or errors, and nobody left on base. We'll get some extra softball for your enjoyment here tonight. Heading to the top half of the 8th inning. A scoreless tie here in this defensive battle as A.J. Andrews enters the game for the Bandits, and she'll play right here on YouTube at ChicagoBandits.com. And sorry for the technical difficulties there, but we are back. Monica Abbott has struck out both Brianna Cherry and Danielle Henderson to start the Charge 8th. Mikey Kinney now standing in with the 1-1 count. Still no score here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Looking ahead to the Bandit half of the 8th inning, it'll be Kylie Quico. We'll have a batter for Kirsten Burden and then Danielle Zimkowitz. That one went right by Kenny. And Monica Abbott is one strike away from striking out the side here in the 8th. And we'll have a 3-2sports.com payoff here as Monica is really popping the glove tonight of Taylor Edwards. Patton playing even with the bag at third, Blank back at first. Here's the payoff. Kenny so far 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. She's now 3 of 6 in the series with a couple runs scored and 3 runs driven in on that 3-run blast last night. Charge about hit the Bandits 4-1. And a swing and a miss as Monica Abbott goes good morning, good afternoon, and good evening with 3 strikeouts of the Charge hitters here in their half of number 8. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base for the host. Once again, any old kind of a run will win it for the Bandits in a scoreless tie here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Morgan Mello enters her 8th inning of work out here tonight. She's got a 1-hit shutout going on right now, but the Bandits, all they need to do is push one across here to pick up the win.
What's going to happen is if the Bandits don't push a run across here, they're going to go to the international tiebreaker rule, where the final out will be put on second base.
Quico 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Now 1 for 6 in her Bandit career. And Mello has had that ball slicing away from the right-handed hitters all evening long. And both Mello along with Abbott have kept home plate umpire Eric Manley very busy tonight.
We still got to give credit to the job Kirsten Verdon did. She scattered only 4 hits and didn't allow a run across the plate.
6 1/3 innings of shutout ball. Danielle Henderson creeping up at third. That one fouled off the top of the screen.
Felt the boost shake a little bit.
Brenna Moss will be hitting in place of Kirsten Verdon. Got her first career home run. Quico takes that 1-2 just outside.
Kylie, again, in this situation, is just looking to get on base. It's a 2-2 count. She's got to swing at anything close. If it's just way away, she's got to lay it off.
And we'll go to a 3-2sports.com full count here. Huge pitch coming up here in the ball game. Kylie Quico trying to start the Bandit 8th off here on a positive note. Trying to keep up with those Pride, who are right now ahead of Akron, 6-1, and a good start here for Chicago. And let's see now if Mike Stewart-Wall is going to run for Quico or not.
It looks like he's going to home plate umpire Eric Manley to make a pinch running chance possibly.
They can use AJ, it could be Sammy, and it will be Sammy Marshall.
Give Quico the credit that she deserves. She had a great at-bat. She didn't swing at anything that was out of the zone. She really made Morgan Mello work. And now she sets up Sammy Marshall in a pretty good situation.
Number 55, Lorena Moss.
Sammy Marshall this season is 5 for 5 in stolen bases. So Brenna Moss, who had the big 2-run home run on Thursday, comes to the plate. She pops it straight up in the air. It'll be an easy play for Kaylin Castillo. And now they throw back to first base, almost doubling off Sammy Marshall. So there's now one out.
A very good bunt by Brenna Moss. That one was popped straight up in the air, and it was an easy can of corn out for Kaylee Castillo.
And Kaylin did a nice job of almost catching Sammy Marshall a little bit off cue there. So now it's Zimkowitz. Let's see if they try to see if Sammy can test the arm of Castillo.
It would be a good idea for Coach Sturwald to really get Sammy Marshall going here. Sammy Marshall has the speed to get down to second base.
Stu going through his signs in the third base coaching box. Emily Allard on deck. Now Castillo's got one of the better arms in the league. And she's a veteran back there with a lot of moxie, so it can be a very difficult bag to swipe for Marshall, the former Leatherneck from Western Illinois. 1-1 count now to Danielle Zimkowitz. Bottom of the 8th of a scoreless tie. There goes Marshall on the hit and run, and it was fouled off. As Sammy got a good jump on that one. It's a shame, and she went on a very good pitch to go on, an off-speed pitch by Mello.
I think Marshall's going to go when Morgan Mello throws that off-speed pitch, because that seems like the one to go on for Sammy Marshall, who has the speed to really make stuff happen.
Both Henderson and Richardson playing in at third and first respectively. The 1-2 is slapped back to Morgan. She thought about going to second, and that could have spelled disaster there, so a good job by Zimkowitz to get Marshall into scoring position.
Great situational hitting by Danielle Zimkowitz. Also give credit to Sammy Marshall, who got a great jump off the play, as Morgan Mello thought about throwing it over to second base to get the lead runner, but Sammy Marshall just too quick for her.
So Emily Allard with an opportunity here to come up with a Bandit winner with 2 outs. Emily 0 for 3 in this one tonight. 3 for 11 in the series. And one of the keys that the Charge have been able to keep her from crossing the plate in this series.
They're also doing a great job tonight of keeping her off base, which is something you got to do against Emily Allard.
And that ball hit straight up in the air. Let's see if Castillo has worm. It appears that she does, and she got hit into on the play by Danielle Henderson. I think Kaylin makes that catch easily, if not for the third baseman's interference there.
That was miscommunication by Kaylin Castillo and Danielle Henderson. That one's a catcher's ball because that one's behind the plate. You're going to see right here, Emily Allard just pops that one straight up in the air. And Castillo, it's Castillo's ball, but Danielle Henderson came running in. Castillo really should have called Henderson off. But that play right there, Mike, is really a catcher's ball.
So new life for Allard and the Bandits. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that one either got away. No, they're going to say now that it was a foul ball. So that will send Marshall back to second.
In this count, Coach Sturwell definitely going to send Sammy Marshall over at third base and give her the steal sign. Because Emily Allard makes contact and that gets through, and Sammy Marshall has the speed to get home on a single.
Slap hit to center field for a base hit. Yamada comes up with it. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's a Bandits winner! Sammy Marshall scores on the game-winning base hit off the bat of Emily Allard, and it makes a winner out of Monica Abbott and the Chicago Bandits as they win the rubber game of this 3-game series by a score of 1-0. What a play!
Terrific slap hit and situational hitting by Emily Allard. You're going to watch here. Emily Allard makes good contact of it, sends it right up that gap. And of course, Sammy Marshall with that speed. Give credit to Yamada on the nice throw. But Sammy Marshall's just way too quick for Kaylin Castillo. The throw is offline, and the Bandits walk away a winner, and they win the series.
Stu clapping the hands and applause there, and boy, oh boy, what a great series between these two ball clubs as they now come together in sportsmanlike manner with high fives. Job well done for all the athletes out here in this thrilling 3-game series, Eric. And boy, what a tough loss for Morgan Mello and the Dallas Charge.
Morgan Mello really pitched a fine game tonight. She only gave up 2 hits, but unfortunately she gave up the one that counted, which was that single up the middle by Emily Allard. But you got to give credit, and a job well done by Morgan Mello of keeping her team in the ball game.
So the Chicago Bandits are able to keep pace with the USSSA Pride heading into the 4-game series, coming up with the Pride both here as well as in Peoria. The Pride with a 6-1 lead over the Akron Racers as they are in the 4th inning of that game tonight down at Florida. But what a terrific job by the Bandits to come back and win this ball game in thrilling fashion on the game-winning base hit off the bat of Emily Allard. We'll take a brief timeout and we will come back with our Combat Sports post-game report here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to our Combat Sports play of the post-game report here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. There you see the happy totals for the Chicago Bandits. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. The Bandits end up stranding 3 in the ball game. The winner in relief is Monica Abbott. She improves now to 9-1 on the season for the Black and Orange as they pick up their 24th win of the season against only 11 defeats, and they cut the Pride lead pending the result of the game tonight in Florida to 2 games. For the Dallas Charge, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Charge in the game left only 1 runner on base. The hard luck loser is Morgan Mello. She falls now, Eric, to 1-6 on the season, and the ERA now is down under 3.
Well, she pitched a great game tonight, but unfortunately the hits just didn't go her way. Despite out-hitting the Bandits 4-2, the Bandits got the hit that mattered, and they got the run across. They really were having a hard time hitting tonight, but they hit when it mattered.
It's time now for our Diamond Sports play of the ball game. Diamond Sports is the official softball of the NPF. They feature progressive design plus advanced technology, and that equals unparalleled performance. And Eric, it certainly is that terrific catch by Brianna Cherry, which at the time saved the ball game for the Dallas Charge.
For the Dallas Charge, that was probably the most important play of the ballgame. Megan Blank had a nice shot off her bat, and Brittany Zermatis got a great jump on the steal. But look at Brianna Cherry really track it down and go full-fledged out and pretty much lay out and get the out. That saved a run for the Dallas Charge at the time, and that ultimately kept them in the ballgame.
So the Ragin' Cajun from University of Louisiana Lafayette gets our Diamond Sports play of the ball game. Diamond Sports is the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance at Diamond Sports. Moving on as we continue with our Combat Sports postgame report. The Chicago Bandits right now meeting in right center field for postgame photos. The Dallas Charge to the left there, just on the edge of the left field turf. And we're now going to name our Boomba player of the ball game. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team Uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. And our Boomba player of the game is going to be the author of the game-winning hit in the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Chicago Bandits, the former Wildcat from Northwestern, Emily Allard.
I agree with that one. Emily Allard with that nice slap hit in the center field and got Sammy Marshall around to score the winning run and prevent the international tiebreaker rule from happening. The Bandits have pretty much struggled all game long with trying to get hits. I mean, the Dallas Charge played great defense. That was part of the fact, but also the fantastic pitching by Morgan Mello. But the Bandits got the hit that mattered. Even though it's only 2 hits on the scoreboard, it was the one that mattered, and they got the victory.
Well, Mike Stewart certainly had a big emphasis on this game, this rubber game of this series, based on the fact of bringing in Monica Abbott with only 1 day rest after pitching a perfect game on Thursday. Even though Verdon had pitched a tremendous game, to take her out was a gutsy move to put in Monica. All she did was retired 5 batters in a row, the last 3 on strikeouts, to pick up her 9th win of the season.
Well, it turned out to be the right move, Mike, because Kirsten Verdon was getting a little tired as she had walked one before she was taken out, as actually Ellie Yamada had that hit. And that was really tiring Kirsten Verdon. But Verdon overall kept the Bandits in it. Ultimately, she scattered only 4 hits, even though the Bandits were out hit. But they still managed to bring home the victory. But you got to give Verdon credit for really pitching to her defense and relying on it to get her out of some sticky situations, especially with Tammy Williams turning 2 double plays in this game.
Our Rachel Land is down there waiting for Emily Allard to come over to the dugout for a post-game report, and our Boomba player of the game. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team Uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. Keep in mind that the battle for first place will continue next week here at the ballpark at Rosemont. The USSSA Pride will come a-calling. If things remain the same as they will probably down in Florida, 6-1 lead for the Pride, the teams will be separated by only 1 game in the loss column heading to that 4-game set. 2 here at the ballpark at Rosemont, 2 in Peoria. The first 2 will be seen on CBS Sports Network.
That series is the most important series of the season for the Chicago Bandits. That one could decide the fate between first place and the Ringgold Cup for both teams. But the Bandits really have to play their best softball of the year against the USSSA Pride, who are always looking to make things interesting and always looking to come home with a victory. They, this season, are one of the tougher teams in the MPF, right next to the Chicago Bandits.
Well, the Bandits got a little bit sloppy defensively in the game last night, making 3 miscues. A couple of bad throws from the outfield and some bad cutoff plays, but they certainly turned things around defensively in this game out here this evening, turning those 2 double plays that Eric had mentioned on 6:43 opportunities to get out of jams. And doing a great job as well, of course, in the circle with both Kirsten Verdon along with Monica Abbott. And a nice move of bringing in Sammy Marshall as the pinch runner. And once again, the leadoff walk is the Achilles heel for a pitcher here in the NPF after the leadoff walk by Kylie Quico. Sammy Marshall pinch runs. And a 2-out base hit off the bat of our Boomba player of the ball game, Emily Allard, gives the Bandits their 24th win of the season and keeps them alive for that battle for first place in the league.
I mean, that move by Aaron Moore to sign Kylie Quico and release Alex Booker really paid off because Kylie Quico worked a walk. That's going to be overshadowed by the play of Emily Allard and driving in the winning hit. But Kylie Quico's walk ultimately changed the game for the Chicago Bandits and the Dallas Stars. And also putting in Sammy Marshall was definitely a great move by Coach Sturwald because her speed is definitely a game changer.
Great crowds for this series all throughout the weekend. A season high crowd of over 1,500 on Thursday watching Monica Abbott's perfect game. Another terrific representation by groups out here this evening. The Carroll Stream Tigers also joining us out here tonight along with the Berwyn Little Bandits. The Minnesota Magic enjoyed this victory here, this last-second victory by the Bandits, along with the Roselle Rampage 8U team, the Explosive Fast Pitch, Valley Extreme, the Pontiac Tomahawks 12U team, and Control Iowa Impact. All groups out here tonight. But right now, Rachel Land is taking control down there. She's getting Emily Allard down here to the dugout for our post-game interview out here this evening. Our Boomba player of the game is the former Wildcat from Northwestern, Emily Allard. So great job by Rachel to get Emily Allard down to the dugout here, and we'll talk about this great slap hit that the former Wildcat was able to put together. Again, the pinch runner Sammy Marshall getting on base, pinch running for Kylie Quico after the leadoff walk, after Brenna Moss had fouled out to Castillo, and Zimkowitz also doing a great job of getting the runner over. So let's send it down to Rachel Land with our Boomba player of the ball game tonight, Emily Allard. Take it away, Rachel.
Hey, Bandits fans. I'm here with Boomba player of the game, Emily Allard. Emily, critical game tonight. What'd you go in thinking tonight?
Tonight, we're just trying to bounce back from a not-so-great game that we had yesterday. So just trying to find a way to win, get back on our feet, and, we came out and we did it. So it was a good team effort, and not our best game, but we found a way to win, so that's all that matters.
All right, so you're up there to bat. Fabulous performance. What's going through your head right then?
I really tried to take a few adjustments for my first at-bats. I think I got really big in my first 3 plate appearances, so I tried to shorten up, and once they dropped that foul ball, I told myself that now is the time. So I just tried to make contact, and I had Pat in my ear in the on-deck circle telling me to stay short, so that really helped keep me focused on what I was trying to do. But just trying to extend the inning, and it just so happened to be the game-winning run. So
okay, so not a lot of time off until the next game. What are you going to do to prepare, mentally for the upcoming games?
I think at this point in the season, it's all mental. So, we have our swings down, we're making tiny adjustments here and there, but 100% of it is all mental. So just reining it in, not trying to get too big, relying on your teammates when you might be struggling, and just kind of finding a way to make that championship mentality as an entire team, player by player. So moving forward, we're just working on that.
So there's not a ton of time left in the season, but still a good amount of games. What are your personal goals for the rest of these games?
Win a championship.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. All right, Boomba player of the game, Emily Allard, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to all of the Bandits fans out there. Go celebrate the win. Congratulations.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
Back to you.
Great job, Rachel, on that post-game interview with Emily Allard. And, of course, Eric, you know that Emily also always brings great enthusiasm to the bench as well as the locker room for the Bandits. And really, she's been a little bit off offensively this year. Last year, she was well into the 300. She's dipped below 300 right now on the season, but certainly one of the bigger hits in her career tonight to drive in Sammy Marshall with the winning run.
Emily Allard this year, yes, her average has dipped a little bit, but that comes with pitchers really adjusting to her and really figuring her her out. That's going to happen from time to time, because what's going to happen is a rookie is going to go on a hot streak, and then eventually pitchers are going to get their timing down and pitchers are going to figure them out. But Emily Allard did a great job tonight at really with her second chance in the new life play after the drop foul ball by Kaylin Castillo after Danielle Henderson had kind of run into her, and she made the most of it and drove in Sammy Marshall for the winning run.
So now we focus on the big series coming up against the Pride, Eric, a 2-game series here at the ballpark. We will have starts at 7:35 or both of those ball games. The teams will then head down to Peoria for games on Wednesday and Thursday evening. Should be a great series coming up.
That's going to be the biggest series of the year for the Chicago Bandits, because that one could decide the Ringor Cup. And the Bandits, for the first 2 games, are playing in the friendly confines of the ballpark in Rosemont. And also, they're playing in the friendly confines of their state, because the USSSA Pride have to travel a long way to play at home.
Well, the Pride right now with a 6-1 lead over the Akron Racers in the bottom half of the 5th of that ball game. So we'll see if that score holds up. If it does, the Bandits are still only 1 game behind the Pride in the loss count. Special thanks go out to our Beacon Academy crew out here tonight. Did a terrific job of capturing all the action with the instant replays, and also our player and play of the ball game, Bilal Mohammed, doing a great job spinning the dials for us. Also Max Arnold on CG tonight. Our camera crew with Brendan Culleton along with Sarah Mogatich. Allison Ward helping out with pregame situation along with Jacob Cody, doing a terrific job as well on our Beacon Academy crew. So for Eric Katz, this is Mike Knezovich saying so long, as the Chicago Bandits on a 2-out RBI game-winning base hit off the bat of Emily Allard, scoring the speedy Sammy Marshall from second base, make a winner for the second time in the series for Monica Abbott, as well as the Chicago Bandits, as they come up with an exciting 1-0 victory over the Dallas Charge. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful evening, everybody. So long from the ballpark at Rosemont.